Hey you guys, welcome back to Southern Latitudes. I'm Robin, and I thought we kind of would do a little background and garden tour combo thing for you today. It's really crummy weather, and oh, I should have measured the rain. I'll look that up there when we get over that side of the garden. But we've had a lot of rain, and it's brought in some really chilly temperatures. And normally I absolutely love Mondays because Mondays, when all the things I was thinking about over the weekend, I gotta do. And then like Monday, I tackle them when everybody goes, back to work. And well, he's no longer in college. He graduated, which is praises to God. But anyhow, so he goes to work, but he has a night shift. So anyhow, long story short, so it's my go day. I usually have so many ideas. And this morning, though, I woke up and I was in terrible pain. I did some cheating on diet, if you will, or lifestyle change. And with it came some dairy, and I have fibromyalgia. So it really froze up my back. I'm very stiff. I can hardly move. Now, gardening is probably exactly what I need, but it's freezing cold, and I'm also like so far behind on reading. You know, I love to read. I don't love TV, even though I'm on YouTube. I do love the creative part of making videos, and I love the educational part of teaching you guys. So that's a little history on me. But I just don't love sitting down and doing marathons of TV. So, but I do love reading, and I especially love reading the Bible. Of all the things I was reading today, I found this little gem in one of the Psalms, Psalm 65 specifically. So it's just 2 verses. I'm just going to read it real quick because it reads like a blessing for the garden and blessing for the farmer and the gardener. And it just really touched me. So before we get going on this tour, let me read it to you. So, you visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water. You provide their grain, for so you have prepared it. You water its ridges abundantly. You settle its furrows. You make soft with showers and bless its growth. And wow, it's like, yes, that's, I make the furrows and the rain does settle them. And anyhow, it's just such a blessing to have the rain this year, even though it is causing a little bit of trouble with my cauliflower and broccoli. But, the cabbage loves it. So many other things love it. And then this kind of was speaking to me last week, but I didn't put it on video. We have approximately, I just tried to take a quick count in my head and kind of walking around, about 59 fruit trees, corms like bananas, the pseudostalks, and vines, and things of that nature. I think we have about 59. I guess if you count the beauty berries, 60. Oh, probably we're over 60 because I think I forgot the papayas here. But anyhow, with all that being said, this rain is really a blessing for them about to prepare for fruiting season. They're getting deep soaks. They're going to put on more blossoms and stuff. So I know sometimes the water can be a negative, but it can also be a positive too. So I'm just thinking of it in that regards. I want you to know before we go into this garden tour that I am not a professional. I did not go to horticultural school. I didn't even take a permaculture class. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a hobbyist, a backyard gardener who's been doing this a long time, and especially like 21 years in Brevard County, Florida. So with that, I just wanted to share some of my experience and knowledge with you guys. Because it is mostly just me as a hobbyist, I do get behind on things. I have, when company comes, I have to stop everything and deep clean houses. I have to paint rooms. Sometimes I have to go run errands. I have to run and get feed, things like of that nature. So A lot of times you will not see, if you're looking for that perfect gardener with the showcase home, that is not me. Just being up front with you guys that my grass needs cutting, my weeds, you know, I need to weed whack and edge. I need to pull probably days and days worth of weeds. But I try not to stress myself out over that because, first of all, the average person doesn't have time for all that anyhow. I'm here for the homegrown food, organic food. I am changing my bad health with good food and nutrition and dense nutrition, good fresh eggs. They're comical. They're just comedy for me just as much as food. I don't eat my chickens. They're just here for eggs. And like I said, comedy. I have done meat chickens a little bit, and I would love to, but I don't really have the time, the resources. Maybe once Jack retires, we can do something cool like that. But then again, maybe not. Maybe that's just not where we go in life. Some of the, you know, and I've also thought about meat bunnies, but I don't think I have the heart to kill them. I just love, if you've been with my channel for a while, you know that we had a bunny, and I just don't think I have it in here to kill bunnies, and hear that. So, you know, if you're new, welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. It seems like we've gained a lot of subscribers this past month, probably because it's the start of growing season and everything. So would you like to get on that garden tour? Let's go ahead and do that. So behind me here is the Barbados cherry. Now I'm not going to go through all 60 of the fruit trees and vines and so forth, but this is kind of a standalone over here. It really loves sun, so it stays by the pool pump where I can remember to water and pick the cherries, usually daily in the summer. And I do freeze up those cherries. Down here through the pool area, of course we're going to have to fix this because it's definitely you know, falling apart, this little decking, and it was always supposed to come to the pool, so I don't know if we'll get to it this spring, summer, or next winter, but eventually the whole decking is going to come back to the pool. This is kind of where I have my green stalks, and so I have a lot of kale I was throwing to the chickens, sage, parsley, other herbs. All those need a good clean out. Did I do my legal disclaimer? Okay, we stop and do once a month garden tours. We stop exactly where we are, and the yard will not be perfect, but it's just a sort of a documentary of where we are in time. So, and this is winter. Well, actually it's February, so it's still winter, and but we're coming out of it, so keep that in mind. Here is what I call the pool garden. It's quite lovely once we get going with some heat. I have, you know, I don't think I should probably give you like variety by variety, but we have a lot of flowers in this area. I have a beautiful knockout rose, and we have the papaya here. We have the dwarf Cavendishes that come in behind it. These have been here since we bought the house, so I'm not sure. We've been here 16 years. I'm not sure how long they've been here. Now, I bought this olive tree as a little stick. We grew it up for a year and a half or 2 years in a pot, and then last year, or maybe exactly, I don't remember when, it's been in the ground, and I have seen incredible, like almost 2 feet worth of growth in it. Now this this banana tree is probably shading out this side of the olive, but we'll figure that out. Might have to just chop a, you know, half a leaf or something. These are my bird feeders. It brings me great joy to photograph the birds, watch the birds, especially from the pool. Now behind me here, this hot mess was a child's fort, and it was then converted to a coop. So this thing is probably, I want to say, I know for sure it was here back in 2004 because they had damage on it in 2004. So it probably was even further than that, like in the early 2000s, or right around 2000. And so anyhow, it's old, it's falling apart. We had the chicken run back here, so what we're gonna do, I pulled the fencing. This was their run. So I'm slowly we're going to start tearing apart. We just moved the chickens 5 days ago out of here, and it's it's so disgusting in there. I wonder if the rats are finally figuring out that I'm not feeding them anymore. But anyhow, we repurposed the fence and we put it into this area, which is called the house garden. And so I'm happy that we were having a pretty bad issue in here of Buddy running through. Buddy's my boxer, and he's a bottle baby, and he was running through here to get the squirrels all the time, constantly running over vegetables. And I tried to deter that by putting up the cattle panels, and also for vegetables, tomatoes here in particular. But anyhow, nothing was stopping him, so I did go ahead and put this up, and that has totally cured him just like that. So let's see how much rain we had. Oh, okay, maybe not too much. 3/4 of an inch. All right, that's not too bad. It was nice rain. In here, like I said, house garden, we have a big, massive, oh my goodness, I think it's close to 18-month-old eggplant that has decided to sprawl. The onions are somewhere in here. We have Swiss chard, we have turnips, the white Japanese turnips, which are delicious, and then we have French breakfast radishes, and way in the far back, a volunteer dill. We have bunching onions there, all sorts of stuff. Stevia right here. My lemon bee balm died. And Buddy, what are you doing? This is Buddy. So he's my 5-year-old boxer, and he just survived a severe bout of gastritis. I mean, it was bad. Buddy, come here. Show people your better side. Huh? Are you trying to get sick again, eating more garbage out of the yard? Huh? Hey, what are you doing? Oh, he got a tomato. Do you see that? You little tomato thief. Are you going to show everybody what you got? Is that why you're looking so guilty? Oh, yeah, he's got himself a tomato. He learned that. I had 2 chihuahuas who passed away a year ago, a year and then some. Terrible. I have a terrible memory because of the pain that's going on in my body. But anyhow, they taught him how to find the cherry tomatoes. Look at that. He totally knows. That's what he was doing. He was pulling cherry tomatoes off. Hey, you silly boy, I might have to put you in the house. So this is the shed that came with the house, and it's probably as old as that coop. And so it's coming down, but probably not as quick as the coop is. It had, I think it's like a good 20 feet or something. I think we figured one time it could hold the Suburban if it does have a second layer in it to hold pipes and tubes and whatnots, wood. And a tree has actually fallen on it back. So we purchased this side lot about 10 years ago and let it sit for 6 years. So like actually it's longer, maybe 5 years ago, we completely cleared it. We removed the fence that was dividing it, but right just about on the property line, there were 5 palm trees, and they all had termites in them. And we had cut down what we thought was the worst of them, like 4 of them, and then we didn't quite realize we left one, because I think we also had a big oak in here. I think it was hooked to the oak. But at one point, Hurricane Irma, I believe it was, went ahead and snapped it about 7-8 feet off from the ground, and it went airborne, and it cleared the shed and landed right here between this post, that chicken coop, and this garden. And it did like a lawn dart right here, and then the base of it fell back onto the shed. So this shed has taken some, I mean, that must have been a serious weight upon it. But eventually this is going, and I mean sooner, hopefully more than later. So this shed is my shed. That's the infamous she shed. And over here is Jack's shed. Now we keep Jack's shed private. It just houses his extra things. We used to have a boat, and so all things kind of oceany go in there. But and tools, and I've been taking it over with my canning extra big things. So We put the boat barn up about 3 to 4 years ago. This original frame came from a neighbor down the street, and we just walked it all down here, section by section. And Jack, my married son, and his wife, and myself, we all put it together. We had some extra metal from this roof that we gave it a new roof, and then used siding on it. So that was pretty nice. And we left a little opening there for, you know, whatever, airflow, whatever, we pass things under, because we don't have actually doors on it or anything, so you have to walk completely around it. And that was kind of the purpose. And then we put Jack's door here so we could easily go back and forth if we need to, loading things, and also back and forth from here to outside this double gate right here, and where the boat would come in through. Would come back and forth through it. We have a third driveway on the outside of that we created. So anyhow, and then this is just all my gardening junk, our construction stuff from the coop. And so it's gotten kind of busy in here, and the weeds have kind of gotten out of control. But that's sort of like my holding spot and what have you. And it's always a source of a place where when I have free time, I need to pick it up. So this is my shed, and in it's just all my tools, my potting stuff, soil, now bird seed and chicken feed. Sometimes it doubles as a greenhouse, because I put in extra windows on the south side. You can, I don't know if you can see that through there. Yeah, you can see the windows, right? So we put in those extra windows, and sometimes we use it as a greenhouse. Now I'm kind of thinking we should have done that instead of leaving the trays out, because I am having the hardest time with getting these peppers. Definitely don't want to germinate out of these trays. The cucumbers are slow. The tomatoes did pop up, some starting to put on their second leaves. I don't know, so other things popped up and then kind of died, like the salvia. I don't know, they got cooked on those couple of days. I don't know, I am not super impressed. There's my lettuce. I had a whole lot of lettuce. Again, I don't know what's happening. I'm kind of regretting not having moisture control soil, because I think that did make a big difference in these little seeding trays. And I got more over there on the other grow table. So now that leads us to this garden, which is called Salsa Garden. And it usually houses either peppers, tomatoes, or onions, or any combination of those. So that's how it got its name. At one time I was going to rename all these gardens, but they just kind of got named by location, you know, except for this one. So, you know, pool garden, house garden, north, south, and then salsa, because, you know, what else were we going to call it? I'm not sure. So right now, you know, it's housing the brassicas in the back. The peas are there. They're starting to finish up. The celery's in here. The peppers have overwintered really since fall, and even since some, like the jalapenos, since last year. They're probably coming up on a year old. We have eggplants that came in new in the fall. This is my Persian lime, and I don't know, it's several years old now. It was in a container the first 3 years, and it got moved a couple times in 1 year, and it has loved this new location. It's got full sun, and it is blooming really well and putting on the fruit. Look at all the little, some are pollinated, some are not, depending on, you can usually tell by the darkness which ones got pollinated. But the bees do love this, and they know where it is, and they do a lot of work for me over here. And so we love limes, and we treat this tree really well, and it treats us well back. Let's see if I can do this in one big pan. So I have apple tree here, both of them have grafts on them. So I have 4 different varieties of apples, and I have plenty of videos on that. I have the brand new chicken coop. We have a tropic sweet peach. I hope I'm saying that wrong. I found out I was saying it kind of weird. The actual labels, is it gone? Yeah, it's gone. But I think it's called Tropic Sweet Peach. This is the yellow flesh one. Then we have a winter Mexican Hass avocado. That's a type B variety. We have a black zapote. Behind it is 2 katuks. Then I have a sun red nectarine, which is in blossom. We have a sweet almond, got a heavy prune. Up front here we have plenty of, there's a little beauty berry, but pineapple that need cleaning out. That's one of the heather plants that came from by the front door. Mexican heather right there. And okay, I have lots of Biden's Elba in here, which you know, continues to take over anywhere where I don't get after it fast enough. So where we leave off, okay, I have a Scarlet Beauty plum. It doesn't look like it has any bloom buds on it, I don't know, or whatever they call them. I have a jelly fig here. We lost one dwarf mulberry, ever-bearing mulberry, which is fine with me. We're going to clean this up, and I think I'm going to put we're going to put something in there. Over here is the other dwarf ever-bearing mulberry, and look, it's got some overwintered fruit on it, which is great. Continuing, I was eating that. Ooh, it's nice and tart. So I have a Mexican sunflower right here, which needs another trim back. It's going out of control. Pineapples. Far back here in the corner right here is a grimachama, or grimachama, whatever. It has bloomed once, but I got no fruit, and I'm hoping this is a year, because it took last year off. So now this is 2 years since it has bloomed. And I think it would be helpful if I keep trimming back this Mexican sunflower and keep letting this get some sun. It looks like we got a little bit of cold damage in here. Okay, right behind me is the Caribbean red sunflower, or the Caribbean red papaya. I have a bay tree, bay laurel. I have the tropic sweet, this still has the tag on, tropic snow peach, excuse me, and this is the white peach. And we're gonna end up moving this out of here. I just put it in here and changed our mind on location. I think we're gonna put it right over in here after, you know, I mow and clean stuff. We'll make a video of it. And then Pickering mango, more pineapples. We have a black-eyed Susan vine up here. We have yellow almond vine. We have just some florals in here, bush daisy and white alyssum. We have the strawberries in here, some more Mexican heather. This is my 5 cattle panel food forest area. So now we can put a lot of trees other places, but this was kind of originally set up when it was just dirt. Jack and I, we went to like a Tractor Supply. We bought 10 cattle panels. So 5 of them go to the garden wherever I need them, and 5 of them got put out here permanently, tied in with T-posts. And we have a bit of a tunnel, if you can kind of visualize that. It'd be better if I had a drone, but I haven't used my drone in a bunch of years. I'm not even sure if we have all the parts or anything like that. So we have aloe. I'm just starting to build my different layers. We have oregano, orange bulbine. I have Spanish lavender. We have pink Sunday salvia. You know, it's just building up the layers. More pineapple. Then we have elderberry. I have a very sickly star fruit. I don't know why. The more I help it, the worse it looks. We have Mexican cream guava, pineapple guava. We have I used to have another passion vine over here, but we have the Lady Margaret, which is sterile on this one. I do have I think it's called Alachua grapevine in there, which I forgot to count. We have a jumbo muscadine, and we have a summit muscadine back there. And then back here, oh, let's go over there, huh? Let's just do that. Back here we have well, that's a ruby red grapefruit with and it has a Meyer lemon graft to it. And this is my green grapes. It doesn't really have a name. It was just a Walmart thing, but it did produce last year, as well as the muscadine. The summit muscadine produced last year. So I wish I knew what was going on. It was looking better, but then it's not happy through winter. I don't know. I've even done mushroom compost. We have put 10-10-10 down. Look at all the baby elderberries in here. Oh, I gotta put that in check. That thing is invasive. I have even hard pruned it and it's coming back great. I have a moringa tree right here. We hard pruned that in the fall as well. We have blackberry vines, which are going to get a little makeover. You see these white posts? They're gonna go in hopefully this week. We have Turk's cap hibiscus, Mexican sage, a beautyberry that's coming out, and I'm putting in a prickly pear over here, trying to keep it out of the way of Buddy, but still that'll leave a big hole, so we put the prickly pear in there. And it's also called tamales, is that right? Did I get that right? Because that's not how I knew it, but that's what she was saying. Anyhow, oh, okay, I'll put it down below if I have that wrong. Over here, we got a hard prune put on the peanut butter tree. The blueberries have probably all died out. I am done with blueberries. I have spent a fortune of money in blueberries in 3 different locations, and they never work. So, key lime. So, hoping great things from the key lime this year, finally. I have a purple rose, and I have miracle fruits and various bromeliads. And over here we have just sort of the shade garden, and so I have like a angel trumpet. This is black turkey fig. I also have Chicago hardy fig up there. Oh, and this is alamanda, the bush, not the vine, yellow alamanda. And I have a acha acha back here. And I have chaya in here. They seem to have overwintered. We have different little impatiens. And thank you to my friend Teresa, who's always sharing seed with me. Then in here we have the Grand Name bananas. So we just had a rack pop out through January, which is crazy. So I always love this area because it was a bit of a debris pit. During all the construction and moving of things, we tore down an old boat barn, which was just like a lot of metal poles, and there were railroad ties and so forth, and that became a collection area. And then when we had the big oak taken down due to insurance reasons, it was nothing that we did not want to have to, but we kind of had to. Had a big hole in it aiming towards the house, you know. So once that came down, the guy said, hey, we'll take off the, take out all this stuff if you'd like. And we said, yeah, do it. So it opened up the area, and we put in a beautiful banana pit. We also have mushroom logs over here, which are, we've had issues with, and I think I had spores that got overheated, something like that. So we're going to retry once we have all these trees trimmed, which will be the spring. I was hoping January, but here it is February, so soon, but I can't put a date to it. So once that happens, we're going to grab a bunch of logs, and we're going to start all over again with mushroom logs, because I really want mushroom logs. So we would be putting in a Phoenix oyster and warm shiitake in there. That's what I tried. Now, oh, let me just start since you're already over here. This is South Garden, and usually this is all my leafy green things. It's just kind of covered over, waiting for me to do something. Let me show you something really quick. It hasn't been on any of the recent videos. But quite a while ago, I put in red nasturtiums, Empress of China nasturtiums. Do you see that? Look at the red there. And I put in red and yellow gladioluses down the center. Now, they haven't popped out, but they're going to pop out soon. It looks like something took out my stick here. And I have some vinca or periwinkle there. But when I tilled and everything, I guess we have brought up some of the zinnias from years past. And so I'm going to end up cleaning this bed up. That'll be pretty soon. I have mustard greens over here. Again, nothing really here. We have some pineapples there. We had sweet potatoes here, and I moved them over to here where they'll get a whole lot more sun. This area is just way too sunny to get the sweet potatoes to a full, huge baking size, like bigger than my hand. It's really hard to get that over here. We have the staghorn, more bromeliads. I love my double gates. Y'all, if you're ever installing a fence or a suburban garden or something like that, or even just out in the woods, I mean, you're going to want your gates and have access for dump trucks for your compost, or tree trimming trucks, or your own truck, bringing in supplies. Say you're building a chicken coop, you know, like this one right back here. You know, so anyhow, you know, I love my double gates, let's put it that way. And I love that the banana trees hide the sheds behind it. Here we have Chief Kubo's edible leaf hibiscus, some Mexican shrimp plants, ciso spinach, more katuk, just a lot of beds that need cleaning out. And then of course right across from South Garden is North Garden. And in here, I decided to put the lettuces in up here and just let that one rest for the winter, because I didn't know when the tree trimming would happen. So, woo! Oh my goodness. The cows are very happy. I need to throw cow to the chickens today. We put in, usually have flowers up here. I had a beautiful fall display of sunflowers and you know, fall colored zinnias and so forth. I took all those out, and well, they had died, and then I took them out, and then I have put in tons of cabbage up front here, which will be pretty. And I have Swiss chard, many different colors up here, so many varieties of lettuce. I have all the salanovas down here, and then my little pride and joys, artichoke. I have gotten artichoke bigger than I ever have. That's a huge success in the garden this year. And so these are 1-year artichokes and not the 2-year perennial. I mean, this will be perennial, but they fruit in 1 year versus 2 like the others. So that's pretty cool. I put little stakes, I hope you can see that, down there to keep them from falling over. And then I had a bunch of herbs and medicinals in here. Now I lost my goldenrod, I don't even know what happened to the dill. It's gone. The lemon bee balm is gone. I do have some other things in there amongst the oxalis weed. The anise hyssop is still there. I have my nasturtiums. I have Rebecca that's going to come back up. Right here I have Mexican mint marigolds, which is also medicinal and just good like herb for seasoning and flavoring. It overwintered beautifully. Look at that lettuce. Oh, this whole lettuce, I know it looks a bit messy with the weeds, but we are pulling a head or two every few days. Look at that. See, I am cutting in here, but I have all the new little heads. I did that on a video. The new heads are all coming up and doing so well with the rain. Now the beans are coming out, and we're going to replace that with cauliflower. The Alaska peas are coming out. They never did love it here, and they're I don't know, they just didn't germinate well. Something, we probably had heat, you know. And then look at these, they're dried, they're ready to come out. I'm gonna this is actually 2 cattle pennels, so I have one down that way and one this way. I'm gonna pull these apart, and we're gonna take them to Salsa Garden, and we're gonna make we're gonna put the tomatoes and stuff like that on them up there. And then this is Godzilla broccoli, I believe. Nothing really much to speak of on this row, and then the white sweet potatoes. So, you know, I've got my work cut out for me over the next couple days, so I hope and pray that, sorry, I fell in a hole. I hope and pray that I will be able to start moving again pretty good. I'll probably start moving again slowly tomorrow. But today I'm just going to give myself a little grace and let myself out of garden chores, and I'll just edit this video for you. And it is the 1st of the month, so it's time for me to do the garden tour anyhow. Oh, did I mention? Okay, so these are ice cream bananas. I think I forgot this part. And these are Namois. So I was sold that they were blue Java, but they're Namois, and I'm actually loving the Namois instead. We had our first rack in around November, December. They were awesome, delicious. Everybody in the whole household loved them. So, well, you guys, that's it for today. Take care. God bless. I'll see you in the next one, and we'll be working some sort of project. All right. Bye-bye.